Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is May 21st, 2025, and Barcelona have decided that they want to reward Inigo Martinez. Also, the Dutch champions are after Hector Fort. And finally, Raphinha has finalized his contract renewal with the club. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and we'll begin this video with the news that Barcelona have decided to reward Inigo Martinez. And no, I'm not talking about a bonus or some candy under his pillow. No, Barcelona have decided that they want to add another year to Inigo Martinez's contract. Now, Inigo Martinez had a contract that expired at the end of the season of 2025. There was an option or a clause in his contract that if he met a certain quota of matches played, that contract would be extended until 2026. And given the great job that Inigo Martinez was doing, Barcelona decided to extend it until 2026, regardless of how many matches he would play. But now Barcelona have decided to add yet another year to Inigo Martinez's contract, where Barcelona want to extend it until 2027, because Barcelona are incredibly grateful with Inigo Martinez, a player that arrived in Barcelona on a free transfer, someone that never complained, never demanded minutes, never demanded an increase in salary, nothing. Even when he wasn't getting any minutes under Xavi, he still didn't complain. He put his head down, he worked hard, he earned his starting spot on Flick squad, and then he became the best pairing next to Pau Cubarsí. And Barcelona are incredibly grateful to him, and as such, they want to extend his contract until 2027, which I personally believe it's great news. But of course, I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts. So let me know in the comment section, what do you think about Barcelona adding another year or wanting to add another year to Inigo Martinez's contract. Now, speaking of players who performed incredibly well during the season, we do have to talk about Fermin López, because Inter Milan, who unfortunately knocked us out of the Champions League, have decided that Fermin López is the kind of player that they would like to add to their roster. Now, Inter Milan are currently searching for a replacement for their attacking midfielder Enric Mkhitaryan, or Mkhitaryan, if you want to anglicize it. And Inter Milan have been studying Fermin López, watching him. Their scouts have produced reports in regards to the player, and Inter Milan now believe that Fermin López is the best player or their favorite option to replace Enric Mkhitaryan, who is not getting any younger. I think he's 35 or 36 years old. And as such, Inter Milan are now interested in signing our academy graduate, Fermin López, who of course recently extended his contract with Barcelona until 2029. The player has always expressed his desire to stay at Barcelona. And of course, Barcelona are not looking to sell Fermin López. So the only way Inter Milan would be able to take Fermin López is if they put a huge offer on the table, which then Barcelona would only consider. But again, even if Barcelona decide that, yes, let's sell him, Fermin López has made it very clear that he wants to remain at the club. Now, from one midfielder, we go to another, because we do have to talk about Pablo Torre, who the player right now does not have it too clear on what he wants to do in regards to his future. Now, Pablo Torre's contract expires in the summer of 2026. Barcelona would like to extend his contract and then send him out on loan so he can get minutes, since he hasn't been able to get minutes under Hansi Flick. But right now, Pablo Torre is not too clear on what he wants to do, and it's reported that the player is considering staying at the club and fulfilling his contract, because he does believe that he has what it takes to convince Hansi Flick and to earn more minutes with the first team, which I believe he's a little bit making a mistake here. Not because I don't believe in Pablo Torre. I think he has shown us that he has the potential, but he is in that critical stage of his career, 22 years old, where he needs to be playing so he can continue growing, developing. Otherwise, he risks hitting a plateau. So I think the best thing for him would be to go leave this summer, and if he wants to stay, connected or being a Barca player, I think the best option would be for him to go on loan, get more minutes in first division, develop, grow, get better, and then who knows, maybe in the summer of 2026 when he comes back, he could end up earning a spot. After all, that's what Fermin Lopez did. He went out on loan, and when he came back, he was a much better player, ended up convincing Xabi, and this season ended up convincing Hansi Flick. Now, another player who could be on his way out during this summer transfer market is Hector Fort. Hector Fort, who has not gotten minutes under Hansi Flick either. He's gotten more minutes towards the end of the season, but not throughout this season. And it's reported that the Dutch champions, PSV Eindhoven, have now set their sights on Hector Fort. Now, PSV Eindhoven currently have a problem with their left backs. First, we have Richard Ledesma, whose contract expires this summer, 2025. He's not looking like he's going to be renewing. Some saying he will be going back to, I think, Chivas or somewhere in the Mexican league. They also have Rick Karsdorp. I'm very bad with Dutch names, but let's just call him Rick. Rick's contract expires at the end of the season. He won't be renewing either, which means that PSV Eindhoven will only have one fullback left, which is Serginho Dest, who Barcelona transferred to PSV Eindhoven. Of course, Dest has been recovering from that knee injury this entire season. He hasn't played for PSV Eindhoven. So, of course, PSV Eindhoven are looking for another fullback because they can't just go the whole season with just one. And it's reported that they have set their sights on Hector Fort, a player that could leave this summer given the lack of minutes, and someone who's also not too sure about what he wants to do. And who knows? I think maybe a loan could be a good idea because, after all, Hector Fort has shown us he does have potential, especially when attacking. He's been very lacking as far as defense, but he definitely shows a lot of potential attacking. So I think a good option, just like with Pablo Torre, would be sending Hector Fort to on loan, have him grow, mature, develop. And who knows, he might be able to come back summer 2026 and impress us all. Now, the last bit of news in regards to Coutinho, because, ladies and gentlemen, the contract negotiations have ended and Raphinha has agreed to extend his contract with Barcelona. Now, of course, this was never in doubt. Raphinha has always made it very clear that he wanted to remain at the club. And given his incredible season, Barcelona decided to extend the contract of the Brazilian, which expires in 2027. And during yesterday's interview, John Laporta confirmed that Deco was indeed negotiating with Raphinha his contract extension. Well, now the news is that the negotiations are done, are over. Everything has been agreed upon, and Raphinha will extend his contract past its expiration date of June 2027. Now, we don't know exactly how long the contract has been extended. Some reports are saying by one more year until 2028. Some are saying by 2 more years, which would be 2029. But it is reported that Barcelona will be announcing it soon. Some reports saying that Barcelona could announce it as soon as tomorrow. So I guess once the announcement is made official, we'll know how long Raphinha has extended his contract with Barcelona for. But for now, just know that Raphinha will be staying past 2027. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I did do the podcast earlier today. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure you do. Also, I announced during the podcast a raffle. Barca News will be raffling 3 Barcelona kits. I will be putting the details of how to enter that raffle on the Instagram account and also on the community tab. So make sure to check those out. Anyways, that is all for today. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, Visca Barça.